Have you always wanted to visit Japan but are worried about how much it might cost you? If so, you are not alone. My wife Sean and I visited Japan just recently, specifically to Osaka, Kyoto, and Nara. But you may be surprised to hear that we only spent 68,445 yen. Now, you may be asking how much is that in US dollars? It's around 450 for a total of 4 days and 3 nights. And that includes all hotel costs, food, and just everything. So today, friends, I want to share 5 money-saving tips to help you have a remarkable time in Japan and still get to have a rich cultural experience while not burning through tons of cash. If you find today's video insightful or fun, please subscribe and I will see you next video. Okay, jumping into number 1, plan your trip and hotel accommodation in advance. And in Japan, there are a wide range of hotel options, ranging from Japanese or ryokan style to Western to a mix of both styles. There are also business hotels and the popular capsule hotels. When it comes to saving money, the easiest thing to do is search online beforehand and compare the different places. Hostels also tend to be very affordable because there is a shared living space, such as a toilet, eating area, etc. But if you're like us and want to have an affordable personal space, then just take the time to do some research beforehand. My wife and I found this awesome hotel in downtown Osaka on ctrip.com, and it was just 6,119 yen per night, which is around 39 US dollars. And in total, it was 117 US dollars for our 3-night stay. Can you believe it? It was clean, comfortable, and in an awesome location. It was also super nice to have a self-service laundry on the first floor of the hotel, which is significantly cheaper, by the way, than having someone do the laundry for you, and can save you up to thousands of yen. So yeah, I definitely recommend finding a hotel that has a self-service laundry, or you can always find one outside of the hotel too. On to number 2, shop and eat for cheap. The awesome thing is that you can still eat authentic and delicious Japanese food and not break the budget. Now, it's true that there are a ton of convenience stores such as 7-Eleven and Family Mart, and always within walking distance, which makes them super convenient, right? But if you're looking to save more money, then you can consider going to supermarkets such as the popular Gayomo Super. Make sure to check out discounted foods too before closing time. But being a tourist in a hurry to see many attractions, I personally still love going to the convenience stores to get something both quick and yummy to eat. There are the famous egg sandwiches, rice balls, and so on. So many good options. If you're looking for something more satisfying to fill you up for longer, then a good place to go are either mom and pop restaurants or Japanese fast food chains. We really enjoyed the food and price at Matsuya, which was founded in 1996, and there are currently over 1,200 locations in Japan. Our food only costs 530 yen or 3 USD. Also, there's Yoshinoya, a fast food chain established in 1899, and the food was super tasty. We spent 2,200 yen or 14 USD for the both of us. Another fun option for affordable food is going to the food streets. There's lots of different food vendors, and my wife and I like this option particularly because you can order and try many different things in one setting, and it's typically quite cheap. Number 3, use public transport most of the time. So there are tons of public transportation options, including buses, both local and for long distances, regular trains or high-speed bullet trains, ferries, planes, and taxi or car delivery services. So where to start? Well, if you're looking to go long distance and are okay with a longer transit time, then daytime or nighttime buses are the way to go. The night bus will be even cheaper, but some may find it difficult to get good rest. But regardless, taking the bus is always a good and inexpensive option. As I mentioned previously, we stayed in Osaka, and taking the train was actually very convenient because we could get to both Kyoto and Nara in just under 1 hour. The cost for us to go from Osaka to Nara wasn't bad at all. Just 870 yen per person, which is about 6 USD. That's for a one-way ticket. Then on another day, we took the train from Osaka to Kyoto, and that was 610 yen per person, which is about 4 US dollars. So ultimately, it will come down to your personal preferences and how much time you have allotted in your schedule. As for taxis, well, they are considered one of the most expensive in the world in Japan, particularly due to the high tolls and additional taxes. But there is a catch here. Typically, people think that Uber is more affordable, but in Japan, it is typically not cheaper. So instead of using Uber, you can download a taxi app such as Go Taxi. Number 4, take advantage of the tax-free shopping with your passport. So in Japan, there are definitely a ton of shopping options. I mean, come on, it's the origin of so many incredible animes, and there's just such a rich culture. So you're sure to find some amazing toys, snacks, and souvenirs. My wife and I like to say that everything is just cuter or more cute in Japan. So when it comes to this tax-free shopping, it doesn't apply to every purchase, but there are many items that do count. If you're not sure, you can simply ask the person working at the shop, and there may be a minimum as well, such as 5,000 yen, but double check and provide your passport to be exempt from paying the additional consumption tax. Pretty cool, right? And number 5, visit the free attractions. Something wonderful about visiting Japan is that there are a ton of attractions that are completely free of charge. This includes, but is not limited to, the many beautiful temples, shrines, and parks. And guess what? My wife and I spent $0 or 0 yen on visiting attractions. During our trip, we specifically visited Osaka, Kyoto, and Nara. I will now share with you some of the places we went to that didn't cost us anything. In Osaka, we were within walking distance to Shinsaibashi, this vast shopping district which is connected to the famous Dotonbori, the perfect nightlife spot that runs along the Dotonbori Canal. The vibe is so cool with all the night being lit up by the big signs and neon lights. Just walking along these places is quite the experience and great for snapping some photos. Another must-see free attraction to visit in Osaka is the Tsusenkaku Tower, or Tower Reaching Heaven. It was the tallest tower in East Asia at the time it was constructed in 1912, and then later rebuilt in 1956. The walk there was very fun, and there were lots of shops, food, and games to play. I recommend going at night too, when everything is lit up. We also loved visiting Osaka Castle Park. There is no fee to enter the park and walk around the giant 5-story castle. You can enter the castle itself for a small fee, and children 15 and under are free. Make sure you carve out some time though, because it is a huge park, and take some time to walk around the impressive stone wall which was originally constructed in the 1620s and then later rebuilt. Definitely worth a visit. And there are many amazing shrines, such as the Nambayaksa Shrine with its famous lion-shaped building. Seriously, there's just so much to see and do in Osaka, which is free or for a very low fee. Now we also went to what used to be the ancient capital of Japan, otherwise known as Nara. It's famous for its Todaiji Temple, and we visited Nara Park for free. There are tons of these free roaming deer, and it's one of the oldest parks in Japan, established in 1880. The only cost we incurred in the park was deer food. It's not mandatory to buy or anything, and it wasn't expensive. And you can always just watch and be near the cute deer. Last but not least, we visited what used to be Japan's capital and home to the emperor for a period of time, Kyoto. We visited the Fushimi Inari Shrine, where you can climb up this mountain, all the while going through the tall, stunning torii gates that seem to go on forever. There is also Sanazaka and Ninenzaka, 2 narrow pedestrian trails that go past the tall, breathtaking Yasaka Pagoda. And at the top, there's the Kiyomizu Dera Temple. Here you can really take in the Japanese cultural feeling and see many people wearing the beautiful traditional clothing called kimonos. It's very peaceful and great for taking photos. We got a couple of yummy snacks like a cinnamon matcha puff and ice cream, but tried to not spend a lot of money on things here. Another must-see shrine is the Kyoto Yasaka Shrine, with a history stretching over 1,350 years. These are just a few suggestions and places we saw during our stay. If you found today's video insightful, please consider dropping a like and subscribe for more. Oh, and comment below with your favorite places that you visited or want to see in Japan.